good day. I am Justine Espiritu from 702P. So as for the continuation of the topic that has been discussed by the previous reporter, I am now going to discuss the overall responses to the assessed risk. And of course, this will be in accordance with the PSA 330 as I have searched it. So this standard will establish the requirement regarding the designing and implementing appropriate responses to the risk of material misstatements. So, ganito yan. Kapag si auditor naka-identify ng risk of material misstatements due to either error or fraud, makakatulong ang overall audit strategy to set the direction of the audit. Siyempre, para makabuo tayo ng effective at efficient na overall audit strategy, si auditor, kino-consider niya yung mga preliminary activities niya, katulad ng mga client acceptance, understanding the entity and its environment, including its internal control, and the like. After all, the very purpose of the overall audit strategy is to develop effective responses to identify the risk of material misstatements. If you are wondering, parang yung overall audit strategy ay parang audit plan. Pero, para mas maliwanagan tayo, may difference yan. Kumbaga, si audit plan ay mas detailed lang kaysa sa overall audit strategy. Kasi si audit plan, it includes specific procedures. Kumbaga, pinag-uusapan dito yung mismong procedure. Again, mismong procedure. Pero si overall audit strategy, parang overview lang siya ng plano na gagawin. Parang pinag-uusapan nandito yung mismong audit, ano yung gagawin. Kumbaga, parang idea pa lang to. Correct me kapag mali ako. Again, dito, yung objective ni auditor is to address the risk of material misstatements. So, sa paanong paraan nga ba? So, the standards or the PSA 330 discusses the following types of effective responses. So, una na dito, meron ditong overall responses at meron tayong responses involving nature, timing, and extent of the audit procedures. Kumbaga, si overall responses, ito yung responses na may overall effect sa kung paano yung nakandak yung audit. So, the auditor must determine overall responses to address the risk of material misstatements at the financial statement level. And it may include the emphasizing to the audit team the need to maintain professional skepticism in gathering and evaluating the audit evidence. Again, the auditor's responses to the assessed risk of material misstatements, particularly fraud, should involve professional skepticism. Alam naman natin kung ano ibig sabihin ng professional skepticism, but again, it will help to obtain sufficient and appropriate evidence to corroborate or support the assertions of the management. Pangalawa, yung assigning more experienced staff. Ayun, mag-assign ka ng mga skilled workers or experts. Providing more supervision. So, kunwari, senior relationship. The senior would supervise its junior para mahon pa yung skills ng mga junior niya. Pang-apat, yung incorporating additional elements of unpredictability in the selection of further audit procedures to be performed. So, ano nga ba ito? So, as part of the auditor's response to the assessed risk of material misstatement, including the assessed risk of material misstatements due to fraud or fraud risk, the auditor should incorporate an element of unpredictability in the selection of auditing procedures to be performed from year to year. Example nito, yung pagpe-perform ng audit procedures na related sa accounts, disclosures, and assertions that would not otherwise be tested based on their amount or the auditor's assessment of risk. Another example is yung pag-perform ng audit procedures on an unannounced basis. At marami pang iba yan. And now, punta na tayo sa next type of audit responses. The auditor procedures responsive to risk. So, sabi nga dito, there should be a clear link between the nature, timing, and extent of the auditor's audit procedures and the risk assessments. For an instance, yung assessment ng risk of material misstatement of financial statements ay directly related siya sa assessment ng control environment. Kung meron mang weaknesses sa control environment, si auditor pwede niyang baguhin yung oras o panahon ng procedure. Like, magkandak ng more audit procedure as of the period end rather than the interim period. Or, mas humanap pa ng mas extensive na audit evidence o pwede nang baguhin yung type ng audit evidence. In nature of audit procedures, this is the most important in responding to the assessed risk. Yung sa nature kasi, it refers to both purpose and type. Sa purpose, andito yung test of controls and substantive procedures na madadaanan naman next topic. Sa type, kasama dito yung pag-inspect, pag-inquire, observation, confirmation, recalculation, pati yung mga analytical procedures. With regards sa timing of audit procedures naman, ibig sabihin daw ng timing, ito daw yung it refers to when audit procedures are performed or the period or date to which the audit evidence applies. Kumbaga, si auditor pwede siya mag-perform ng test by interim date or period end. So sabi dito, for practical purposes lang daw, it is generally necessary that an auditor performs audit procedures at a time other than year-end and calculate the year-end results by analytical procedures. So ito yung mahalaga. Yung evidence na gathered at the period end is more accurate and complete than interim evidence. Kaya, yung higher na risk of material misstatements, the more likely the auditor is to perform substantive procedures nearer to or at the period end rather than at an earlier date. So, in determining the time of the audit procedures, the auditor also considers such as the control environment, when relevant information is available, the nature of the risk. Example na nga lang, kung may risk sa inflated revenues para ma-meet yung earnings expectations by subsequent creation ng false sales agreements. The auditor may wish to examine contracts available on the date of the period end. Next is the period or date to which the audit evidence relates. With regards to extent of audit procedures, extent generally means the quantity of an audit procedure to be performed. Example nito yung size of an audit sample or the number of observations. Kumbaga dito, kapag kapag yung risk of material misstatements dito ay tumaas, syempre yung extent din ng audit procedure ay tataas din. With regards with the audit sampling, sa audit sampling naman, it has already been discussed by our professor. So, but the audit sampling is the key area in which extent is an important consideration. That's all on my report, and thank you.